Safe Harbor Foundation presents stories of hopelessness and hope, stories of addiction and courage. These are the true stories of real people fighting their battles, reclaiming their lives.
So my name is Jason. In order to really tell my recovery story, I have to take you back. See, I'm 37 now, so 30 years. When I was 5 years old, my father attempted to kill me by sticking me in boiling water. I was very lucky to be alive. I got two brothers, two sisters. I couldn't tell you where they're at. I have no. After that happened, my CPS obviously got involved, and they took us all out of the home. And I actually got very lucky. The woman that adopted me was actually my preschool teacher. Remember her telling me I would hold on to her leg every day because I was in such a troublesome home. I mean, it was bad. I was only 5, had to help my brothers and sisters eat. I mean, you think of the worst type of family, and this was it. But anyway, I was able to get adopted, and she took care of me. Things went really good till I hit about, 14, 15 years old. And my mom had problems with her knees, had problems with her legs, so she kept pain pills up in the cabinet. And I would start going and getting one here and there, because all my friends did that kind of stuff at school, smoked weed, whatever. So, I wanted to experiment what it was like. I started getting one too out. It wasn't really too bad. It was, it was just fun and games at that time. And then I think maybe she may have started keeping them out in the car. My mom was a very godly, religious type of woman. She, the whole time she had me, she just died within the last couple of years. The whole time she had me, she never got married. It was just me and her. But anyway, I steal cigarettes out of her car. She didn't even like me to know that she smoked cigarettes. So I would start stealing cigarettes and stuff like that. Well, when I got about, I guess I was about 15 and a half, I was going through a lot of stuff. I just had my first son. I was all messed up in the head, going back, finding my biological family so I could really figure out exactly what happened when I was 5. And that's when the drugs came into play. That's when I got introduced to drugs. I mean, my biological mom had no problem sticking a needle in my arm. I was only 15 at that time, about to be 16. And so you can about imagine how it made my mom feel that I was going back around my biological family. We started having problems, this and that, and I was being very rebellious. So I just thought I knew everything and got back involved with my biological family, was dealing drugs, was selling meth. And I think I forgot to say, this is in Van Buren, Arkansas, where I'm from. Just a little town, back of the woods. It ain't much different than here. But it got real bad. At one point, I ended up joining the service to try to turn my life around when I was 17. Did the service thing for about 4 years and just realized I wasn't a violent person. I wasn't somebody that, I didn't like guns. Still don't like guns, actually, to this day. So I got out of the service, and I don't remember what I did, but I ended up getting in a little bit of trouble. And I was down at the river hanging out, and there were some people that were going to West Virginia and asked if I wanted to go. I said, yeah. And I hitchhiked with them from Arkansas up to West Virginia. I was out of my mind. I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't even really on drugs at that time. We ended up in we ended up in Huntington, homeless. We lived on the riverfront. Huntington was different. I've been to some violent places, but I've never seen some of the violence that I've seen in Huntington. I mean, even the guy I went with, I mean, if I would have known, I'd never even went. He had an elk antler in his backpack that he ended up murdering someone with. I mean, so it was really different. It was scary, actually. And then I ended up going into a shelter from there, stayed there for a little bit, and then I think I met somebody that was going there, but was also in school. But he was from Oak Hill, offered me to go back with him to Oak Hill, so I went with him to Oak Hill. Somehow ended up in Athens, where Concord College is. Somehow, I don't really remember exactly how all that transpired, but I ended up living in Athens, and I met my second son's mother there, Killian's mom. I met her there, and we dated for a little while. Things went good. She ended up getting pregnant, didn't want her dad to know, so we ended up going to Arkansas. My adopted mom got her a job because she had a degree in psychology. Got her a job, and then I don't know what happened with her, but she just lost it, and I think she got scared and got homesick and came back with our son, and has just kept my son from me ever since. She's never really given me a reason why she's kept him from me, but she does. So I eventually made my way back to West Virginia so that I could be in the same state where he's at, which he is in Beckley. I ended up in Princeton. Stayed there in Princeton for, I'd say 10 years or so. Ended up living with a guy named Bob, who is a Navy veteran. And during this time is also when I met a very good woman. Her name is Tanya. She is my girlfriend. We've been together for 12 years. She's never really done a drug a day in her life. She's a CPS worker. She keeps me clean, keeps me on my toes. She doesn't really let me get away with anything. I mean, she calls me out just as much as Miss Toby or Miss Terry might call me out. So, she's a very, very good thing for me. But anyway, I was living in Princeton and with a guy named Bob. I lived there for quite a little while. This is heavily during drugs. I was selling drugs. I was doing drugs. I mean, meth, coke, you name it, I was doing it. Luckily, I never have done heroin or fentanyl. I've gotten very lucky when it comes to that. But whatever I did do, I did. I mean, I did it till the wheels came off. I mean, and I could have easily overdosed off of those just as easily as, fentanyl or heroin, as much as I was doing. Well, at this point, I kind of started feeling like I needed to change my life and start doing something different. I just had a bad feeling in me. I don't know what it was, but I had a really bad feeling that something scary was about to happen. And I have that. I have this intuition that I know when something's bad about to happen. So I moved out of Bob's and into my own place. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks later. Bob let somebody from Ohio or somebody his girlfriend knew. Let them come stay because they didn't really have anywhere to go. They were just here for a couple of days. Come to find out, he had 2 ounces of meth on him. Well, the boy went to sleep that night and he lost an ounce. Swore up and down that somebody took it. Well, he ended up stabbing the next door neighbor in front of his own mom. He sliced Bob's throat and stabbed my buddy Stubbs, punctured his lung. So I got very lucky with my intuition telling me to get out. Bob lived, even though he got his throat cut, he lived for about, I don't know, a year, and then got back on meth and it gave him a heart attack. He died. I mean, he was 60-some years old. Stubbs, I don't know how he's doing. I hope he's doing okay now, but he was a heavy drunk. Part of the reason why I got away. And after that is when I called Charleston Treatment Center to see if there was anything they could do to help me, because I was living in a basement trying to poke a needle in my arm. I was just tired of it. I was done. And they told me about the sober living facility, and I had no idea that y'all did those kind of things. I had no idea they had that kind of help out there. So, I mean, and that was 5 years ago. I have been clean ever since February of 21. I've changed my life around. I still got things that I've got to do, but it's a continuous climb. You take it day by day. I had went to another program in the same town and met a couple of friends, and they had told me about Safe Haven and told me, that it was more of a independent type thing, that it wasn't really more along what I needed. Like, after I did a couple of years of the other program, I got to where I was independent. You didn't have to hold my hand or tell me I needed to go to work or whatever the case may have been. And I just felt like Safe Haven was a more suitable place that fit my needs. I am able to go to work. Because there's some programs you can't go to work. You can't. There's a number of things that you can't do. And I feel like I'm very lucky when it comes to Safe Haven. And I also feel like I need to say that, I admire the way Miss Toby and Miss Terry and really all of the staff, Caleb, all of the staff, the way that they actually care. You're not just a number on a thing. Like, even if you're doing bad, like, they care. They want to see you do better. They pick you up when you're down. I really admire. My advice for somebody that is in heavy addiction: search for help, ask for help. You may not know of an option that's out there that somebody else may know. Addiction is such a cunning enemy. You think it's your best friend when you first start doing drugs, and by the end, addiction is so rough. I've dealt with it my whole entire life, and I will deal with it for the rest of my life. I'll always be an addict. And it's not just because of drugs. Anything can become an addiction if you allow it to.
This has been a Safe Harbor Foundation podcast. This episode and others are available at safehavensoberhomes.com. If you know of someone who needs help with addiction, please call us at 304-853-3869 or visit us at safehavensoberhomes.com. Be well, people. We do recover.